Fala galera do YouTube, estou fazendo mais um videozinho selvagem aí pra vocês do Inside Xbox. Aí já começou já, chegou chegando, joguinho novo aí 9D. Vamos assistir, vamos ver. Obsidian.
Obsidian were really well known for creating awesome storylines. And with Grounded, we want to expand on how we tell stories. So I've always wanted to make a game. And one thing that we're doing with Grounded is playing a lot of survival games and looking at the genre as a whole, where we can... First, we have environmental storytelling. So we want to tell the story through the places that you're visiting and do it through the artwork and the atmosphere, the areas that you're exploring. It's all handcrafted. We spend a lot of time talking about the tiny little details of why you put it here,
joguinho infantil,
the
parece
materials that
maneiro,
the
hein?
things are made out of, how they're placed, what's the purpose of this thing. And we want to make all these details where it's actually a place that feels lived in and it feels alive.
First things first. You're not
Olha aí,
supposed to be
2D2.
here.
So in the trailer, you've heard a voice, and that's our robot.
Salve
buddy
Alex
code.
Kid, vou
Our
mandar
little
salve pra
buddy
toda a
in your
galera
path,
que tava
and he
aí
guides
já.
you through the adventure,
Já
and he's
mandou
also
mensagem,
just the
ó,
NPC that
Zinho,
you talk
Rafael
to if you get
Duarte,
lost, if you need some-
Giga
You'll either
Crash,
be fine or you will
Rafael
be
Duarte
dead.
de novo aí, ó.
It's really up to
Dragon
you.
Flower,
In the
TikTok,
trailer, you notice that we do
Kindle
hint
Verde,
at that there's
minha
something else
mãe,
going on in
Alex
the yard,
Kid.
and we do have a
Vocês são todos
secrets
selvagens.
and layers to discover. So there is evil force in the yard, and you'll discover who they are and what they're up
Nossa,
to throughout the story and the adventure.
não trava não, transmissão.
In Grounded, not only can you play in multiplayer, and it's a great multiplayer experience, but you can support all different types of players. So if you want to be the player who crafts armor and armors up and goes through the adventure, you can do that. If you want to play a stealthy player, you can do that. If you want to just go build up a arsenal,
Nossa, que jogo maneiro, cara. Adoro jogo assim.
what's really exciting to me is that this is just the start of the journey. So when we launch in game preview, the storyline's not going to be finished. I have tons of ideas. I'm sure the community will have tons of ideas of how to make this game the best game that it can possibly be. So let us know how you feel about it, what you're jazzed about, and we'll work with you, with the community, to see where the storyline goes from here.
Alright, great stuff. And if you're hungry for more Grounded, the team will be on right after Inside Xbox with a gameplay live stream, so don't miss that. But first, for the rest of Inside Xbox, we've got a ton of good stuff for you. We've got 5 badass things you need to know about Gears Tactics. We've got a ton of great new additions to Xbox Game Pass PC and for console. We've got the debut of Sea of Thieves April.
Olha os novos jogos aí, ó.
Gameplay for the beautiful
Gears
new adventure game, The
Tactics,
Last Campfire,
Xbox Game
lots
Pass.
more as well. But
É o
right
que vai
now,
ter hoje, né?
Larry's been checking in with a man whose beard is as big as his knowledge of Xbox Series X.
Joining us today is Jason Ronald, who's the Director of Program Management for Xbox Series X.
Diretor de
Jason,
programação do
great to see you.
Xbox Série, ó.
Great to see you too, Larry. Now, we had a lot of news recently about Xbox Series. We talked about a lot of different things. Can you kind of go over quickly what they were?
Sure. So it was an exciting time because we finally revealed the full technical specifications of the Xbox and provided insight into some of the key innovations powering the next generation of gaming. Xbox Series X is our fastest, most powerful console ever, powered by our custom-designed processor built in partnership with AMD, leveraging this RDNA 2 and Zen 2 architectures. And we really designed the system to deliver consistent, never seen before in a game
Deixa essa
console.
barba assim,
And we
Luzinho.
really
A minha
designed
tá
it to
quase
have
desse
the
jeito
optimal
já.
speed, balance of power and speed in console design. And it's ultimately about enabling transform delivery.
A quarentena
Now, we heard
tá
about things
selvagem
like
pra
ray
mim.
tracing and variable rate shading. What does that mean for gamers? So ray tracing has always been the holy grail of computer graphics. but we've never had the power to actually do it in real time. So we added a custom hardware to be able to do hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing, which is really about delivering higher fidelity visuals, more immersive environments,
Minecraft.
things like better lighting, shadows, off water and glass. And you can use the exact same techniques for 3D space audio so that you get a much more immersive experience. You mentioned variable rate shading. Variable rate shading is really about delivering new levels of performance and efficiency to developers so that they can go well beyond the power of the box itself, because they can decide about where they choose to spend graphics power in different parts of the scene without all visual quality. And then on the audio side, we developed a custom hardware audio block so that we could actually offload that work from the CPU. That means that you're going to get a much richer audio experience, but because we've offloaded it from the CPU, that means you're going to have more complex AI, better animation, more denser, richer worlds. Quick Resume is actually built on top of the Xbox Velocity architecture, which actually just really allows players to jump in and jump out of experiences very quickly. Exactly where they left off. And, you know, somebody who's been using this for the last couple of months, it's really transformed how I actually play games. And it's such a great experience. And to be honestly, games without using these new capabilities that the new hardware is enabling.
All right, I've heard this thing called Xbox Velocity architecture. What is that, and what is it going to mean to gamers?
Velocity architecture is really defined by 4 major components. First is the custom-designed NVMe SSD, and it's going to deliver levels seen in console gaming before. The next is we have a dedicated hardware decompression block so that we can take those assets and expand them so that direct access to them in real time so that you get much more dense worlds, richer textures, you know, more dynamic environments. The next thing is a DirectX family called Direct Storage, which is a brand new API that gives developers direct low-level access to the NVMe controller. And then finally, we have a new feature called sampler feedback. Allows developers to, on-demand, request data from the solid-state storage drive, and that acts as a memory multiplier. So when you think about these large open-world games like a Red Dead Redemption 2 or an Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we wanted the technology to fade into the background so that players just get that really rich, dynamic, immersive environment, unlike previous generations.
Jason, can you tell us a little bit more about the
Cara,
storage
esse novo
options
Gears vai
available for
ser
Xbox
louco
Series X,
demais,
including
hein?
what this is?
Sure. So just held up was the 1 terabyte Seagate storage expansion card for Xbox Series X that we developed in partnership, and that matches the internal performance exactly. And it's
Isso é
all about
videogame, não aquele
sustained
PlayStationzinho
performance.
lá.
So if a game takes full advantage of the Xbox Velocity architecture,
Salve
that
aí,
same game can
beleza
live on the
aí?
internal storage
Ó,
or
Gears.
can live on that external
Aí é
expandable
comigo,
storage
hein?
card, and you'll get the exact same performance. But at the same time, too, we know USB hard drives, and we want to make it as easy as possible. So you can easily just take the existing external hard drive that you have, unplug it from your current console, plug it into your Xbox Series X, and all your games are instantly available to you. And you can continue to run all those games directly off that external drive. So once again, we're really focused on what's possible because we know storage is critically important for gamers who have plenty of games that they love playing.
Thanks, Jason. Now I want to be super clear about what Jason just said. You can always take your Xbox One games and play them directly off your external hard drive when connected to Xbox Series X games. You can certainly store them on your external hard drive, but when you're ready to play them, you're going to want to move them to the internal SSD or the Seagate expansion drive right here. It's that simple. Anything else you'd like to share before I let you go?
Honestly, from the team, we're just really excited to get that out into players' hands later this year. You know, we're going to be delivering 4 generations of content. Thousands of games will be available on day one. And we're really excited by what developers are doing right now to build new games for the Xbox Series X. So we're excited to ship.
Ronald, Director of Program Management for Xbox Series X, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Larry.
Coming up in just a little bit, we're going to give you the 5 things you need to know for Gears Tactics, which launches on April 28th. But first, it's time for the roundup, and there's a lot to cover, so I have my little tablet here as a little cheat sheet. All right, it's been a great time recently for Xbox Game Studios. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is out now and launched to near universal critical acclaim, cementing a franchise that fuses great mech with breathtaking visuals and a music score that will stir all the feels. Ninja Theory's competitive, team-based brawler Bleeding Edge also launched. I'm Team Buttercup, by the way, complete with a colorful cast of characters. Deep synergy of all the character abilities and some of the most beautifully chaotic team battles you'll ever see. Work together and learn that parry mechanic. Plus, State of Decay 2 Juggernaut Edition launched last month as well, including a massive free update with fans and newcomers. And of course, Ori, State of Decay 2, and Bleeding Edge are all available on Xbox Game Pass, console, and PC. Now, we also have big news on the Apex Legends front. Respawn and EA announced a limited-time Old Ways event starring everyone's favorite Allfather devotee, Bloodhound.
Bluthunder will slaughter.
This unique event puts a cooperative spin on the Apex recipe as you band together to defeat waves of prowlers. Included in the event are 12 legendary skins. I might be just as excited about the announcement that the fan-favorite Duos mode is back permanently. Thank you, Respawn. Oh, and in true Apex Legends fashion, it's available right now. And now an update from our friends at Turn 10 with Forza Street. While the game has been playable on Windows 10 for some time now, we're happy to announce that the game will be coming to Android and iOS on May. Forza Street is a new and unique Forza experience designed to be played anytime, anywhere, and excite anyone interested in building out their car collection, while winning minutes-long street races in Miami. Android users can now pre-register on both Google Play and the Samsung Galaxy so you know when the game goes live. And this is important because everyone who plays the game in the first 30 days will walk away with a 2017 Ford GT as a welcoming gift. By the way, that's in-game, not in real life. This is just not going to happen in real life. And to make your time indoors a little easier to pass, Gears 5 is free to play this week for Xbox Climbers on Xbox and Windows 10, and it's completely free to everyone on Steam. And while you're playing the game during the free period, you'll get Unbeat, the Dave Bautista skin, and Batista Bomb finisher move, and man, I would hate to be on the receiving end of one of those. And by the way, that's just in the game, so if anyone shows your house and Batista bombs you, that has nothing to do with Xbox. And finally, as we look ahead, we can see Minecraft Dungeons on the horizon as it readies for its new release date of May 26th. This 4-player online and couch co-op showcases the Minecraft
Só
world from a
jogão,
brand
cara.
new
Só
perspective that is
jogão.
all action RPG while still quintessentially Minecraft. Don't take my word for it though, just take a look. In other Minecraft news, don't forget that the team has added a new education category
Eita, não para não.
to the Minecraft marketplace, including free education content. The educational content lets PlayStation, through a partnership with NASA, learn to code with a robot, visit famous landmarks, find and build 3D fractals, learn what it's like to be a marine biologist.
Alright, now onto one of my favourite parts of the show where we get to announce a bunch of great new games coming to Xbox Game Pass for PC and for console. Let's take a look.
Ó o Game
Coming
Pass.
soon to Xbox, the satirical sci-fi space adventure Journey to the
Overwatch?
Seventh Planet lands in the library on April 9th. Drop into an uncharted planet as a low-level new employee of
Que é?
Kindred Aerospace to explore,
nem vi.
survive, laugh, and uncover a beautiful, vibrant, and wacky planet's secrets. And coming to Xbox Game Pass for PC,
Olha lá.
if you're one of those people who knows all about
Nossa!
the game from the comfort of your armchair, it's time to put your reputation on the line.
Que jogo é esse, mano? É o Breathfoot.
Decision counts. Also coming to Xbox Game Pass for PC is the Watch
Mais
Your
pro
Step
Game
or
Pass.
Die RPG.
Mistover.
And the nostalgic romp through the Upside Down
Nossa, é
in
o...
Stranger Things 3, The
É
Game.
Stranger Things, mano. Olha lá.
Coming
Nossa.
to both Xbox Game Console and PC, the immensely popular ragdoll physics meets platform puzzler Human Fall Flat is releasing a new level called Thermal. This frozen
Thermal.
environment will have you venturing from snowy peaks to underground caverns in search of gold. You can look forward to its release in the spring, and not only that, the Xbox Game Pass members will have access to the
Não para,
DLC
não.
on the day it launches. And coming home, the RPG specialist
Esse aí.
Alvastia Chronicle.
Nossa, parece...
Elmia as they avenge their parents' deaths and attempt to restore peace to
Parece os
Alvastia
Final
in
Fantasy
heated
antigo.
turn-based battles with up to 13 party members. We are pumped
Olha lá.
to get through the next chapter in the cult
O exclusivo de
classic
peso do
series,
PlayStation.
Yakuza Kiwami is an extreme remake of the game's first installment from 2005. It takes you back to where it all began when Kiryu returns from a 10-year prison sentence, expelled from his family, and alone in a world he recognizes.
Olha lá, o primeiro Yakuza. Legal aí, vou
And
trazer
don't
pro
forget
canal
the team
Yakuza.
recently added perks, which adds regular content drops for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
E o
members.
Cuphead, pô?
Right now,
Fala
on both
Cuphead
PC
aí.
and console, and brand
Olha lá,
new to
o
perks,
basquetão.
you can get
Aí sim,
5,019 points and 30 skill boosts from NBA 2K20.
Projeto
an Xbox
xCloud
Starter
Miami
bundle with credits
Collection.
and more for Warframe, and a monthly online too. Plus, for those who haven't
Não!
yet, you can still get an Ori-inspired hull, flag, sail, and figurehead in Sea of Thieves, a 5 god bundle pack in Smite, and 3 free tanks.
Salve Mundo
in World of
Top,
Tanks.
salve
Perks indeed,
The
and
Player.
lots more to come regularly.
Beleza?
Now, to unlock all these, simply go to the Member Benefits section in Xbox Game Pass app. That's on mobile, PC, or Xbox One, and you can access your anywhere. Today, it's also great to be able to give a huge welcome to our friends from Japan and South Korea. Now, from April 14th, Xbox Game Pass console will be available for the very first time in Japan. For our friends in South Korea, from April 14th, Xbox Game Pass
De boa.
for PC will be
E
free
você?
as part of your Ultimate membership or available for standalone.
Não.
So welcome. Oh, and it was to the Savage Planet being added to Xbox Game Pass. I'm also delighted to announce that there's some brand new DLC coming to the game. Let's have a look.
Hey, friendo. Just letting you know I got another mission request from Kindred.
Hey, you may have bought this planet, but we put stuff, so now it's ours.
Ignore him. But what are Viper doing?
É 9P, será?
What else you can dig up? I'm sending an update to Kindred.
Nossa, esse joguinho é maneiro, hein?
Stop touching that stuff.
I think I can upgrade your suit.
God damn it. Don't touch that. You're so greasy. Seriously. I'm sending in the troops now.
Inside
Now we're going to
Xbox.
talk about one of my favorite
Catarina
subjects,
Macedo.
Gears.
Quem é essa?
Going to be checking in with Tyler Billman, creative director for Gears Tactics, which is coming out on PC on April 28th and then Xbox later this year.
Welcome back, soldier. Now grab a weapon.
Setting up the perimeter.
É o Gears.
Gears Tactics was developed by
Gears
a small,
Tactics,
passionate
nossa.
team of strategy game lovers. Experience that broadens the Gears of War franchise. Here are 5 badass things that you should know about Gears Tactics.
Okay, cupcakes, listen up.
Gears Tactics was built from the ground up for the PC. While it is a turn-based game, we did a lot to make it fast-paced. Serve you a lot of enemies per encounter, and we give you a free action system. So you have 3 actions per unit that you can use to move, shoot, or apply your skills.
Esse vai ser top, hein?
In Gears Tactics, the main character is Gabe Diaz. Gabe is a reluctant leader who's himself in the
Não.
motor pool due to circumstances beyond his control, and he's pressed back into service because of the emerging monstrous threat coming from underground. If the name sounds familiar, he is in fact Kate's dad, Kate being the main character from Gears 5.
Just like we planned it.
In Gears Tactics, Gabe is on the hunt for an evil locust named Ukon.
Ukon.
Now, he's the monster that makes monsters. The Corpsers and Brumox, the big bosses that you see in Gears of War, that's Ukon's handiwork.
Tá pega.
Executions will keep you in the fight. Gears of War has always featured these incredible Lancer, assault rifle, or the Nasher shotgun, but in Gears Tactics, executions have a strategic value.
How is that even possible?
If you run forward and execute an enemy, it will actually grant bonus actions to the entire squad. This means you can keep moving forward and keep your momentum. In addition, everything in the game is earnable. There'll be no loot boxes, no microtransactions. What you see, you can earn. Gears Tactics is full of customization options. There are 5 different classes in the game, 30 or more skills, lots of combinations as you level up. Each class has a primary weapon. Each weapon has 5 mod slots, so you can improve the scopes or improve the barrels. All this together creates a bunch of combinations so you can try to win the way you want to win. In Gears Tactics, we also have a cosmetic customization system. Each soldier has a torso slot and a leg slot. Each can be uniquely configured, so different colors and patterns and metallic finishes. So if you want to go into the fight against Ukon with multicolored leopard print pants, you can totally do that. There you have it, 5 badass things about Gears Tactics. It went gold today. You can pre-order now to play on Steam or Windows 10, and it's included in Xbox Game Pass for PC. Watch for it on Xbox consoles later this year.
Today, we're happy to announce that we are expanding xCloud to 11 new territories in Western Europe. If you're in any of the regions you see on the screen right now, head to xbox.com/game streaming to register. And thanks to our friends at EA, getting 3 new games to play in the Project xCloud preview today.
O Project xCloud.
Is one of BioWare's finest, the epic
Parece que já chegou
game Dragon Age Inquisition.
na Europa,
Next up
hein?
is the return
Ó.
of Yarny in the beautiful side-scrolling platformer puzzler Unravel 2. And finally, Sims 4.
Não.
Joy service as well, allowing fans to live their best virtual life on the go with Project xCloud. And now for a couple of indie things coming to Xbox very soon. And for one of them, I mean really soon.
E agora, o que será que é? Tá pega. Eita. O joguinho selvagem, bicho. Não. Hotline Miami Collection. Download now. Cara, na boa, você quer um videogame casual pra toda a família, é o Xbox. Tem jogo indie, tem jogo AAA, jogo de tudo quanto é jeito que vocês imaginar, cara. Ah, tem até montado no pônei do PlayStation. Cara, tem jogador que adora isso aí. Eu mesmo perco horas jogando esses jogos.
Alright, so let's talk about Hell Games. They are best known for creating the procedurally generated infinite universe of No Man's Sky, which Xbox fans continue to enjoy. But this small UK-based studio is an even smaller team that has been working with passion for a handcrafted, intimate, and emotional game. Here's lead designer Steve Burgess to take us through for the first time the first few minutes of gameplay for The Last Campfire.
Hi everyone, I'm Steve Burgess, the designer on The Last Campfire, and I'd like to show you an Xbox One exclusive of a couple of moments taken from the first minutes of the game.
Our story begins in the dark, in a hopeless place, where a lost ember sleeps.
This is really exciting. We've been working on this game for a few years, and it's really nice to be able to show other people what we're working on.
Oh yeah.
This is it, and somehow they become lost.
Ember ran without. The wall glistened in the light.
Vamos.
The painting glowed, reacting to Ember's presence. It showed a moment from the first Ember story. Hoped it would show the way home.
What you're seeing now is the narrator. She follows you through the game and fills out some of the backstory as you're travelling and reacts to your actions.
It was a relief to find someone else, though the stranger was deathly still.
Hopefully you can see that the world looks quite charming, but you'll feel that there's a real undercurrent of darkness. That's what we're trying to get across.
Ember froze, almost too frightened to look away when they nudged her.
I think this kind of charming dark fantasy is something you don't really see that often in games. I really love this moment with Ember. It's the first time Ember's seen a skeleton. Despite that, Ember's first thought is empathy. A little touch on the shoulder to say sorry and pay respect.
The satchel felt heavy. Ember looked inside. Inside was a gold statue molded in the likeness of the first Ember. On the thimble of a campfire.
We've taken a lot of different inspirations from making the game. Illustrate books and movies like The Dark Crystal or Labyrinth.
Something about the door felt wrong.
And we really want to tell a story that would stories. There's hints that as you play, this won't always be a happy tale. Moments like this are down to our artist, Chris Simons. He's our entire art team. Just one man has made all the art and animation that you can see.
Ember departed, thinking only of the stranger, now left in the dark.
He's put so many beautiful little touches and moments in. I think people really enjoy just taking in all the scenery as they're wandering around.
The stairway led to familiar forest. If the stories of the first Ember were true, a path through the forest would lead to the campfire.
Sometimes I'm playing a new build, and I'm used to seeing this white box layout, and I've taken it back. He's transformed it completely with so much love.
Flame called out to Ember. Ember tried to listen.
So the cage you see ahead there is a place where
the flame was almost within reach.
we wanted the tactile.
Que joguinho maneiro, cara.
Or pulling on a lever or tugging at the chain.
The flame spoke and Ember listened.
This tactile feel becomes really important and a big part of the game. Most games with puzzles tend to have a format of a series of increasingly difficult versions of the same puzzle. But for Campfire, we were trying to make it so that each puzzle you encounter feels new or has a unique twist. It's almost like a smorgasbord of all different types of logic puzzles. Like here, as you step out into the forest. It's a welcome relief to be outside, but then you kind of realise that this forest still might not be safe. And I think they're just understanding that this place they're trapped in is a dangerous one and they might never escape. Finding and rekindling hope is actually one of the big themes at the heart of the game. And learning to appreciate just how fragile that hope can be.
As the forlorn ember or campfire flickered into life.
Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek.
Coming up next.
Lá em breve.
We will show you new Xbox Game Bar features. But first, we want to highlight some features that will help you take the most out of your Xbox One console. And if you're a parent, we want to ensure you feel comfortable with how much your kids are playing, as well as what kind of content they have access to. So here are 5 highlights of great features you have available now. First up is Copilot, which allows 2 different controllers to act as if one controller. This can help benefit newer players that are just getting comfortable playing games, players that require a unique configuration. Simply add a cooperative approach to any game. You can Next up is Family Settings, which includes over 20 tools to help ensure parents and guardians are comfortable with how their Xbox One is set up. These include screen time management, privacy settings, content restrictions, and much more. Simply go to Settings, Accounts, and then Family Settings to get started. Next, we have Looking for Group. Browse and create posts to find new players to play with. Let's say you need a 4th crewmate for Sea of Thieves. No problem. Simply head to the official club for the game, and you can create or look at LFG posts right there under the multiplayer tab. Next up is gifting content like Xbox digital games and Xbox Game Pass. If you're feeling generous, you simply choose Buy as Gift when browsing the store directly to either a gamer tag or someone's email address. And finally, don't forget you can play music in the background on Xbox One, even when playing the game. With supported apps like Pandora and Spotify, you can simply launch the app.
We're going to get an update on Sea of Thieves' new April update.
Vai dar até pra ouvir uma musiquinha no meio do jogo, olha só.
Coming to Xbox Game Bar in Windows 10. We're partnering with Razer and XSplit to integrate features right into the overlay, which means you don't have to run those apps separately anymore, unless you want to. What does that mean for you? XSplit integration, for example, you can control your stream right from the Xbox Game Bar, including starting and stopping your stream, interacting with chat, and checking out recent events and stats to help you with your viewer engagement.
Nova maneira de fazer streaming, ó.
With Razer's Cortex gaming performance, with the press of one button, which will end unnecessary businesses and services running in the background to help free up resources on your PC. And these are just a couple of examples of the Razer and XSplit integration. For all the details, be sure to head to Xbox Wire, continue building on these partnerships and expanding Xbox Game Bar's functionality in the months to come. Now, if you're interested in checking out these new features early, just head over to the Windows Insider program at insider.windows.com.
We've been living the beat for 2 years now. Can you believe that? Yeah, the team at Rare poured all of their heart, their soul, their passion into building out this great pirate adventure for us. But guess what? There's still so
Tinha que meter um cuphead aí, hein?
Sharpen your cutlass and
All
get
Sea
ready
of
for
Thieves.
battle with Sea of Thieves and our next monthly update, Ships of Fortune. The trading companies of the Sea of Thieves want you to join their cause by signing up to become an emissary. Working on their behalf will see your ethics and help you to progress in the newly expanded reputation. You can join any of the existing trading companies, as well as the newly established Reaper's Bones. This sinister lot are all about battle and bloodshed, and would like nothing more than for you to burn the other emissary to the ground. And in the arena, our explosive compet mode, we've overhauled your matches to make them even more action-packed. The old treasure maps are gone, now replaced by a single chest marked by a beacon. With only one cash-in location, you'll have to battle hard to secure victory. And there's no time to waste either, with each contest 4 to 15 minutes. Whether you're fighting for glory in the arena, or battling for loot and adventure, If you find yourself on the wrong end of a blunderbuss, your crew will now window to revive you and bring you back into the fight. And that's not all. Over in the Pirate Emporium, we've got fancy new emotes. A stunning Saberwolf-inspired ship set. The introduction of cats. These furry felines will follow you on adventures. You know,
Oh, que da hora, bebê.
Cats are like. So get ready to choose your side. In the next Sea of Thieves, the update.
Do console pro PC. Dia 22 de abril.
Hey everyone, Joni, Sea of Thieves executive producer here, and you join me from the slightly unusual kind of environment that is my back garden in a beautiful English spring. It's really cool to just be able to show you the latest content updates, Ships of Fortune. Really excited about how that's just going to dynamically change the way the whole sandbox plays in Sea of Thieves. And we've recently celebrated our 2-year anniversary for Sea of Thieves, which is an amazing milestone for us. It's been such a journey going on since the kind of 2018 launch and all the updates we've released and the amazing community that we've built. So thanks to everybody for coming on this adventure with us, and there's so much more to come. And recently you may have heard also we announced that we're coming in. Really excited to bring Sea of Thieves to an audience, and it will be cross-play, so everyone's playing together in the same world. Really wanted to keep the community together and kind of break down barriers so everyone can play. So super excited about that. And there's one final thing that I'm not supposed to be telling you. It's a big secret, but really excited.
No.
What do you mean no? Oh come on, don't be a
no.
Typical Joe. But hey, great to know as always that there's some major things on the horizon for Sea of Thieves. Right everyone, I am done for the day in my home. It's been a pleasure. I hope you all stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll hand over to Larry to wrap things up. See ya.
All right, that'll wrap it up for us here at Inside Xbox, but don't go away. Coming up next, we have an extended live look at Grounded from Obsidian Entertainment. Just keep your eyes trained right here. Now, whether in the studio or we are home vigorously washing our hands, all of us wish you a happy and healthy days of great games and fun ahead. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.
É isso aí, galera. Essa live vai chegando ao fim. Esse foi mais um videozinho selvagem aí. Obrigado por todos que assistiram. E é sempre bacana ver as novidades aí do Xbox. Logo vou voltar a fazer live de Xbox. Já tô me preparando aí. Espero que vocês tenham gostado, beleza? Selvagem. Rawr.